All right, here we are in field C3 right here. Mostly Leyland cypress, a few Murray cypress. We're gonna look at some sapphires, some blue ice, Thuja green giants, cedars, and concolor fir, and maybe a Nordman fir, and maybe a Momi fir. Let's go look. But before we do, if you would, do your best to cut the tree down as close to the soil as you can. This will do several things. It'll make it less of a hazard, but it'll also give you more trunk to play with when you go to put it in your stand. Beautiful Leylands. When I measure the height on a shaggy tree, I'm measuring it to where I think it ought to be pruned, which will be about right there on this tree. So that's probably about a 10.5, 11-foot tree with about another 1.5 feet of shagginess up there. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at the height of the tree. Down here close to the woods, we've got a variety of things. Blue ice cypress right here. This is a Carolina sapphire right over here. Very similar trees, variations of the Arizona cypress is what they are. Here is a Thuja green giant. It looks like we have about 4 left in this field at this point. A lot like a Leyland cypress, it'll last as long as a Leyland cypress, but it actually doesn't drink as much water as a Leyland cypress. It doesn't have much aroma in your house, but if you tear off a little piece of foliage like that and scrunch it up, give it a little sour apple candy. Okay, now for my favorite tree on the planet. This is a concolor fir. If you tear off just one little needle and scrunch it up, wow, citrusy, oranges, tangerine, and that smell will stay on your hands for about an hour. Nordman fir. These actually did pretty good here, but everywhere else we tried, they didn't do too well. This is a Momi fir, also called a Japanese fir. This is the only one we have on the farm. We grew these for several years. We don't grow them anymore because most of them don't have this good a form. It's a very prickly tree. I think it lasts pretty good, but the needles are sharp. This is a new variety of Leyland cypress called Jingles. That's the name we gave it because no one else has it but us. They just turned up in this field and one other, and we like the characteristics of it. And so we're propagating it, we're rooting it just for Holly Creek Tree Farm. So if you get a Jingles and you like it and you want one in the future, there's only one place to go. These are red cedars, a variety called Buckeye red cedars. This field is pretty good, but we're saving it for next year. If you want more Buckeyes, you got to go all the way across the road, right just before you get to the pond. That's where this year's cedars will be. So there's no cedars over here except for just a handful. I don't know if they'll still be here if you're watching this, but we got one here. I think there was one up there that got cut, and then we have this beauty right here. This is something we started doing lately. We find a nice tree like this and we take cuttings off of it because we want to duplicate this tree right here. That is an awesome cedar, and we'll be planting like 50 or 60 clones of that this coming spring. So in 5 years we ought to have a whole field of cedars that look like that. Fingers crossed. This is field C3. Have fun. This is my favorite field on the farm.